Okay, here I am in the brand new Cybertruck that I took delivery of just a few days ago, getting ready to head out on my first road trip. And I have it plugged in here to my Tesla wall connector, and I topped it up to 100%. I set it to start charging at 4 a.m. It was at 80%, and it finished at 6:48 a.m. It's been sitting for a little over an hour. It's 8:22 a.m., so about an hour and a half. And you'll see I have it in dog mode. My driver will be back soon because I wanted the climate and the cabin precondition because it is cooled out. So let's take a look here and we'll see what it's recommending. So first of all, on 100% charge, 325 miles, exactly as advertised, which is great. And let's see where it thinks I'm going on this trip, because that's not right. No, I'm not going to Virginia. I think that's the right address. It is a Hampton in Tulsa. Whoops. Let me fix that. There we go. Hampton, Tulsa. And it might come up as Catoosa. Let's take a look. There it is, McNabb Field. So let's click that. We're gonna make that a favorite. Add to favorites. There we go. And we're gonna hit navigate. And let's see what kind of route plan it comes up with. This is about 300 miles. Theoretically, you can make it in one charge, but there you go. It wants me to stop for 24 minutes in Oklahoma City. And I think I've been to that charger before. I think it's at a Homeland. Let's take a look. Yeah, 16 stall, 250 kilowatt. It's at like a Homeland grocery store, if I recall. If that's the one I'm thinking of, yes it is. So that's perfect. So that's the plan. Shows I'll get there in 2 hours and 44 minutes, 179 miles. I'm anxious to see what kind of efficiency we're gonna get. So I'm gonna go ahead and reset this local one. We're gonna rename it to Tulsa. Okay, that's renamed. And let's see, we are going to reset the miles. Yep, reset that one. And okay, we are good to go. I will be heading out here in just a second. I'll give you another quick update as I hit the road. I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, so here we are taking off. Got the Rivian R1T sitting outside here, and got the Cybertruck right here ready for a first road trip. It's 300 miles one way, so I'll be doing a 600-mile round trip. I'm headed to Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'll be there for a couple of days, and then I will be coming back to the Dallas-Fort Worth area at 100% state of charge. We're at 325 miles predicted. First stop it's recommending is Oklahoma City. The supercharger there, it's at a Homeland. That's where we're gonna head, and I've updated my trip. It shows Tulsa there. We'll check the efficiency. Vehicle has 329 miles. Till I get back from this trip, it should be over 1,000. It's only a few days old, and I am excited to check this thing out. So off we go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. By the way, before I take off, I should tell you it's 55 degrees here in Dallas. Pretty chilly, 8:29 a.m., and off we go. So there's the nice FSD activation button. I'm just pulling out of my driveway, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit that and see if it can drive us all the way to Oklahoma City. So let's go. Okay, there we go. FSD is activated, and I am on the road riding along with my Cybertruck, riding through my neighborhood. And yeah, let's see what happens. I will keep you all updated and informed. Thanks for following along. This should be a good trip. Let me go in and just change some autopilot settings. Put it in hurry. Speed offsets where I want it. Okay. Looks like everything else is set where it needs to be. I am going to disengage FSD for 1 second right here and check one thing. So this was not FSD's fault, but I want to park and I'll go under safety settings and I want to check and make sure it was actually under autopilot. Automatic, let me put this in park. Automatic emergency braking. Disable to modify. Oh, I see. So because FSD is on, that feature is not available, which is fine. FSD does that anyway. So yeah, I was just trying to figure that out. All right, FSD back on, and we are off in the neighborhood. So we're going to be turning right here, headed out, and looks like we're getting on 35E, headed north for a while, and continuing on 35 to 235 into Tulsa, which is perfect. And then I should grab 40, or into Oklahoma City. Then I should grab 40 all the way across to Tulsa. Did a nice job negotiating that turn. Yep, and here we are, riding along in full self-driving in the Cybertruck. First road trip ever for me, and looking forward to putting 600 plus miles round trip on this thing. So someone asked me to film, and actually a YouTube friend asked me to give an idea of ingress and egress getting in and out of the vehicle. Super wide doors. The back doors open at 90 degrees. You know, I'm 6'5", I'm approximately 350 pounds. I'm a big guy, well, about 6'6", and maybe 3 1/4, but whatever. This thing is super roomy even for me. I mean, I'm sitting all the way back here from the wheel, and tons and tons of space. My legs are comfortable. Absolute boatload of space here in this thing. So zero complaints as far as ingress, egress, and size. But I will give an update getting in and out, and kind of show the doorway here throughout the trip today. I'm going to try to remember to do that. So I will keep y'all informed. Again, thanks for following along. This is going to be a fun trip. I'm looking forward to it. And you'll see it's 50 degrees out, so it's warmer in my garage than it is outside. But off we go. Okay, so far zero interventions, only 12 minutes in, 7 miles, but you know, there's been construction traffic, utility workers, and bikers. I have no idea why there's bikers out, but there's bikers out in this 47-degree weather, and it saw the bikers well before I did and was slowing way down. I tapped accelerator, which is the only time I've done anything, and it sped up a little, but it knew the bikers were there before I did. And I say bikers, bicyclists, cyclists, whatever you call that. And yeah, this version 13 of full self-driving was completely impressive. Loving it in the Cybertruck, and yeah, just riding along. Going to get on 35E here in just a few minutes, and we'll just kind of see how this thing does. But so far it is ultra impressive, and zero complaints. I mean, just look at this, maneuvering through all these lanes of traffic, turning into the proper lane, just right there into that middle lane. I mean, fantastic. So great job Tesla, and great job FSD team. Really enjoying what you all did here. And yeah, I thought maybe you'd want to ride along for just a minute. Now, it sees I'm holding a device, so attention monitoring's off. You'll see the blue wheel, which means I'm on full self-driving, but there's not a little green light there. The green light means hands-free. So I've got to keep my hand on the wheel and apply slight turning force occasionally to allow it to continue in self-driving mode. So if I didn't do that, it would disconnect, it would pull over and stop the car. So yeah, this is impressive. Really good so far. And I made a 30-minute video the other day, or a 30-minute ride in the FSD the other day. Zero interventions from my house to my daughter's house. Unbelievable. So this thing is going to make this trip super relaxing, to be honest, because I'm really beginning to trust the city driving for the first time ever with FSD. So Wow, Tesla, you've done something really incredible here. Absolutely remarkable. Anyway, I'll be back with you here in just a little bit for another update. So I'm on the north side of Dallas-Fort Worth on 35E, and there you go, attention monitoring unavailable, device in hand, so I've got to keep my hand on the wheel. But, I'm 16 miles into the trip, 21 minutes. Efficiency's gotten pretty poor. It's super, super windy. I can feel it pushing the truck, so I've kind of slowed down. I'm following this slower moving vehicle. Matter of fact, I'm going to jump over in the right-hand lane and just kind of take it easy and see if I can improve the efficiency. But it's showing I'm going to get to their supercharger in Oklahoma City with 11%, which doesn't bode real well for a 300-mile range vehicle. But you got to remember, this is all highway speed. So real world, about 200 miles per charge, if that proves out to be accurate. Now, maybe the weather will warm up, maybe the wind will die down, and range will really improve. But we're in the winter, it's cold, it's super windy, and that really affects range. So, but I'm loving the ride. I'm loving the full self-driving. It's been completely zero interventions other than me pressing the accelerator once. Now, it's wanting me to get off the interstate up here, and all it is a construction area that most of the mapping's been screwed up lately, and it gets you off and gets you right back on. I'm not going to do that. One time I had full self-driving on, it actually exited me off the exit ramp and then put me right back on the highway. It's silly. That's just a glitch based on the construction. So, you've got to pay attention. But at the end of the day, it might add a minute to do that. It's not a big deal. But I'm just not going to do it. So, anyway, riding along, enjoying the truck, and enjoying my drive this morning. And really, really glad I picked up the Cybertruck. So, about to cross 350 miles on it. And you'll see I'm at 503 watt-hours per mile. Again, not great efficiency at all. That's about 2 miles per kilowatt hour, but I'm running pretty fast, and you'll see it's extremely windy here. It's hard to tell because there's no trees right by the road, but I can hear it on the vehicle. So anyway, I will be back with you here momentarily. Okay, here's my trip update. Terrible efficiency, 579 watt-hours per mile, but we are running at highway speeds here. It's 75 mile an hour highway, cars passing left and right, and super, super windy and very cold. So not getting great efficiency. Shows I'm going to arrive with 10% left on the battery in 118 miles. So it is sucking up the juice right now, but that's just fine. We've got plenty of juice for it to consume. I've been debating going to the Tesla supercharger or going to the Pilot Flying J that has the EVgo 350 kilowatts. It's not far away. So I'm going to debate that a little more. As of right now, I'm going to go to the Tesla supercharger, and I'm thinking I want to go to that and see how it charges on those, being that this would be the first charging session where I'm deep into the pack, and I want to just see what kind of speeds I get on and I believe this one's a version 3 on a V3 supercharger. So, and I don't think, it may add 5 minutes or so stopping there, but again, I'm torn. If I go to the Pilot Flying J, it's right off the interstate, and it should be faster theoretically, unless I get onto a split situation with another car. So I'm going to debate that as I go, but so far FSD has been flawless. I did disengage it during the construction zone so that it did not get me off the exit. And I'm just running a couple miles within the speed limit. And there you go, 62 miles so far, 58 minutes, and 391 total miles on the vehicle. Again, 47 degrees, it's 9:29 a.m. As I mentioned, I've been riding for about an hour, and it's a beautiful driving day, by the way. No rain, clear skies, and hopefully it warms up. It was 80 plus degrees yesterday in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I'm hoping it's warm up here in Tulsa, but I have my doubts, so I will keep you posted here as we go, and yeah, enjoy the ride with me here in this brand new Cybertruck. This is a all-wheel drive, by the way, not the Cyber Beast. and I do have the core wheels and tires, and it's rated for 325 miles a charge, and obviously it's going to get about 200. But I have no doubt in the summer, and if I'm not running through this high wind area, I could get that out of this. But I was really impressed with the efficiency around town. I'm not impressed with the efficiency on the road, but that's okay. The comfort, the size, the space of the vehicle really makes it worth it for me, because I am 6'5", and look how far back I am from the dash on both sides and from the wheel. Totally incredible. Tons of space, tons of comfort. Well worth it. Okay, be back with you shortly. All right, so here we are, still running in full self-driving. It's the whole trip, other than the construction zone, full self-driving's been on. Hour and 41 minutes so far, 116 miles, and I'm totally refreshed. Like, this truck is so comfortable. Couldn't be happier. I'm going to turn on the cooled seats. I absolutely love it. It's 49 degrees out, still very cold, still just destroying the juice. 580 watt hours per mile. Not very efficient. 439 overall, and 445 miles on this tank since I've picked it up. And that is the name I've made for it, the tank, all in capital letters. T-A-N-K, and it is a tank. But, yeah, I'm really enjoying this thing. I'm about an hour out. I've decided to go to the Flying J Travel Center. It's in Edmonds, Oklahoma. It's on the north side of Oklahoma City, right off 40. And I've charged there before, and I just think I'm going to get better charging performance. I'm going to take a look at it as I get closer and make sure that both chargers aren't used, but as long as I can plug in individually to one of the two chargers, I think I'm going to get some pretty good speeds with this machine. So I looked earlier and both chargers were available. I'm going to look again in about a half an hour, make sure they're not all occupied, and I think that's the spot. If not, I can call an audible and I can go to the Tesla Supercharger. Now, this one's a little further than where the Tesla Supercharger was, so you'll see I've already driven 118 miles, and I've got another 66 miles to drive, so that'll put me at, what, 184 miles, something like that, since I've charged. And I'm going to arrive there with 10%. It has improved the expectation of, and those seats, the ventilated seats are really good. That immediately cooled me down. That's impressive. Anyway, should arrive there with about 10%. Doing great, loving the Cybertruck, and the sound system is amazing. I've been on conference calls, and the speakerphone quality is great. This thing, the visibility is just unreal. Look at that windshield, guys and gals. Unbelievable. Anyway, thank you all for following along. If you continue to watch this video, do me a favor, take a quick second, like the video, subscribe for me, and shoot me a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the Cybertruck, on my videos. This is just real-world road tripping. No pretentious stuff, not a ton of video editing. This is just a real-world road tripper. I'm out here working, traveling, and shooting video clips for your enjoyment and for learning for everybody as far as the software, the technology, the charging, etc. And the thing is, this battery pack is an 800-volt architecture. Tesla Superchargers are generally all 400-volt. The maximum in general a Tesla Supercharger can charge this truck is to 250 kilowatts. This truck technically is capable of 500 kilowatts. The EVgo chargers, I should be able to hit 350 kilowatts on that charger. I've never been able to do that in any vehicle I've ever owned. This will be the fastest charging I've ever had if I can get that speed level. I don't know why it's riding on the rumble strip, but it moved way over and you could hear it riding on the rumble strip there. I was passing a pickup. But anyway, yeah, so I'm anxious to see when I get to the EVgo, what kind of speeds can I really get? And that's the mission. So I'm going to head there, do a quick juice up. I shouldn't be there more than 15-20 minutes if the charging goes well. And then I'm going to head on to Tulsa. Now, where I'm staying in Tulsa is right by the casino, and there's a supercharger right at the casino. If I recall, it's a version 2, but, you know, don't care. It'll be fine. And they do have overnight charging there, and I'm actually going to be staying there after tonight, I'll be staying there the next couple of nights. Tonight is New Year's Eve, and I'll be staying there New Year's Day, and the following days I'll be staying there for a couple of nights. I'm staying across the street at a Hilton property. There's no charger, but there are level 2 chargers over there, so I can take the truck over, drop it off, enjoy a little time in the casino, maybe grab dinner, and let it charge up some tonight. So that's the plan. I'm not worried about getting there with a ton of juice because I know I've got charging options, but this truck is awesome. I wish it was more efficient, but I feel like that right now is a product of speed and wind as well as weather. And I'm really anxious to see how it does as the weather warms up this summer and throughout. I think I'm going to be really pleased with it, but it's worth it. Even if it's not as efficient as I'd like it to be, the truck's amazing and super comfortable. Anyway, I'll be back with you here with more updates in just a little bit. Okay, so here's an efficiency update. You know, it's saying I've done 3.7 less than the trip projection, which is true because I'm showing a better state of charge upon arrival, but wind, 11.5 mile an hour wind cost me 7.1%. I can definitely feel that. And then staying below 70 would have saved 3.9%. Reduced speed to save 0.8 for the rest of the trip. So yeah, it's definitely wind and speed. Of course, the cold weather as well. You'll see climate's only been 0.4. Driving, it's actually gotten a little better than it thought it would be. But yeah, it's been a good trip so far, as I've mentioned multiple times. I'm really, really enjoying the entire ride. So let me flip back on. Now, I want to show you something in the latest software update. You know, I can move the rear view mirror, but what's really cool, you can increase the size. Look, there's 1x, 0.5, and 1.25. I like the 1x, and I like it over here for now. The only concern I have is when you turn the turn signal on, let me turn the right one on, it changes the view. I wish that it would put dual cameras up there. I'm hearing that on the next software update that'll happen. This rear view mirror is completely useless. You can't see anything from it, so it's a waste of time. But truthfully, I'm considering Handshow is sending me a digital rear view mirror. I'm considering installing that, and I may very well do that. I'm debating it, but for now, I'm not minding this mirror. It's a matter of getting used to the digital screen, but it's actually working pretty good for me. I like the turn signals because this has the drive-by-wire. You don't rotate the wheel very much, and these signals stay right here on your left hand. And then the driverless or the stockless shifting, super easy on the screen. Absolutely fantastic. I love the tactile feel of these turn signal buttons. They work very, very well. Much better than the refreshed S or X, and way better than the new Model 3. In my opinion, these buttons have a better click to them, a better feel, and they just seem to work better each and every time. So I am 37 minutes from the Pilot Flying J. It's a Flying J, I'm sorry. Gonna arrive with around 11% on the battery. I am going to tell it to go to the Tesla supercharger so that it preconditions. So I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, so what I did to kind of trick it into preconditioning, notice it's preconditioning the battery for fast charging. I have the stop at the Flying J, which is my first stop. And then directly after that, what I did is added the Oklahoma supercharger. So it picks up that I'm going to be going there next, and it's only, 10 minutes apart. So it started preconditioning the battery right away. So hopefully I can get maximum charging speeds. I should have thought to do that a little earlier. Should have done it probably an hour out instead of half an hour out. But hey, I'm still 34 minutes out. I'm going through traffic here around Oklahoma City. It should be fine, and hopefully I can get maximum speeds. But we'll see how it all plays out, and I will update you here as we get closer. Okay, here's another trip update for you. 490 miles so far, almost 500 miles on the Cybertruck. So batteries and tires and motors and everything should be broken in. There's really nothing to break in other than maybe a little wear on the tires from the chemicals that are on the outside of tires, and maybe some nubs on them. They'll improve a little bit, but not much to break in on an electric car. But yeah, anyway, driven 162 miles so far, 2 hours and 18 minutes. I'm in Oklahoma City, riding up through, getting ready to stop here in just a little bit at the Pilot Flying J, which is an EVgo charger, 350 kilowatts. Both of them show available. No vehicles plugged in, so I'm headed there. And it shows I'm going to get there with 12%. And the battery is preconditioning, which is good. So it's warming up. Hope I can see some good speeds. I did make that mistake and not precondition probably quite soon enough. But it's not that cold out, so hopefully it'll be fine. And I'll get decent charging speeds. I've got my CCS adapter in the door here, and I'll plug in and I'll swipe to activate on the EVgo app. I can't use Auto Charge Plus yet. They're not accepting Cybertruck VINs. And according to EVgo, I called them. They said that they're not set up to accept a Cybertruck yet for Auto Charge Plus. All other Teslas, but not a Cybertruck. So that'll come in the near future, I'm sure. But technically, Tesla's CCS adapter does not work with the Cybertruck. I have one from A to Z that has an extended nozzle on it. It's a longer adapter, and it works with the Cybertruck fenders. So strange that they designed it where their own CCS plug doesn't work, but I'm sure they'll be coming out with a solution for that soon. And when they do, I'll probably buy the Tesla version. Anyway, 22 minutes out. It's been a good ride so far. That means I've driven about 2 hours and 40 minutes nonstop from starting out this morning, which is, I need to stop soon and use the restroom anyway, so it's about the limits of what I'm able to drive without stopping to take a break. But it's really been an amazing trip. I'm staying on 35 north here, and I'll be jumping onto 40, and then right after I get on 40 east, I'll be getting off at that Flying J. So yeah, I'll be back with you here in a little bit, in roughly 20 minutes, and we'll see what state of charge I arrive with. It's fluctuating between 11%, 12%, whatever. And when I started out and I changed my stop, it showed I was going to get there with 7%, so it has improved. But highway speeds haven't been quite as rapid as they were previously. So either way, I'll be there in just a little bit, get plugged in and juice up. I'll have driven about 184 miles in the first leg, arriving with, say, 10%, meaning roughly 200 miles on a charge on the on the Cybertruck with the 20-inch core tires and wheels. The tires are 35-inch tires, but 20-inch wheels. So anyway, be back with you here momentarily. So I officially hit the 2.5 hour mark where the vehicle drove itself flawlessly, I may add, and incredibly. But I decided to take over and just drive the last 10 minutes or so. I just felt like driving. It's kind of crazy. It's been so relaxing and refreshing, and this thing drove for 2.5 hours, no interventions, and did an amazing job. And drove through the Dallas-Fort Worth area, drove through Oklahoma City. Wow, mind-blowing and completely unreal. Anyway, I've got about 10 minutes. I'll be at the EVgo charger here at the Flying J in Edmond, Oklahoma. I said earlier I'm going to get on 40 East. I'm actually getting on 44 East. I knew that. Anyway, just crossed 500 miles in the Cybertruck, and just for the first time ever, rode for 2.5 hours on full self-driving. If you can't tell, I'm hyped up. This is amazing and unbelievable. Tesla, you've done an incredible thing here. I love the full self-driving. 2.5 hours of uninterrupted driving, and it was local as well as interstate, and it was remarkable. So, unbelievable job, Tesla. Thank you to Tesla, and thank you to the FSD team for making something that can do this. That is unreal, and really helps with road tripping. You know, I feel completely fresh after 2.5 hours of driving. Got 10 minutes left, and I chose to take over just so I got to, enjoy driving my new Cybertruck. So, absolutely remarkable. Loving the Cybertruck and enjoying this ride. So, I'm passing through Oklahoma City. I'm coming out the other side of it now. I'm still on 35. I'm about to jump on 44, and you'll see I'm only 7.3 miles away. Let's take a quick look at the stats. 177 miles, 581 watt-hours per mile. Not good efficiency, Tesla, but high wind and very cold weather. So, and high speed. That will do it. So I envision getting in the mid to low 400 watt-hours per mile when conditions improve. And in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy this tank and ride along and just marvel at what you've done with the smoothest, best driving Tesla I've been in. This thing is a machine. I highly recommend it. Anyway, by the way, if you are in the market and anybody's looking to buy a Tesla, feel free to use my referral link. It's out there on my YouTube, on my TikTok, etc. And if it helps you, please do it and take advantage. If it saves you money, that's great. Anyway, still preconditioning. Be pulling in less than 10 minutes, and excited to see how this charging session goes here at EV Go. I'll be back with you in a minute. So I actually have great news. The preconditioning battery shut off, which means the battery is at the right temperatures and the right thermals for fast charging. So I should get the maximum allowable speed by this charger and by the vehicle. So I know that Crazy Postman was here at this one recently and talked about how far off the exit is. It's a little confusing. Now I'm going north/east on 44, north on 35, and you can see it is kind of a weird exit, but it's really not that far, not that big of a deal, but not as convenient as some of them. And I think he had a valid point. Right here's a Cracker Barrel that he pointed out, right up here to the right. And you see I've got to turn right here to jump into this Flying J. And there's a Sonic right here beside it as well. So plenty of amenities. And I like that the Flying J is open 24 hours. Here's another good piece of news for me. There's no one plugged into either of these chargers. I can see they're completely empty, which is absolutely great news. I'm anxious to see what kind of charging speeds I can get on the Cybertruck. So let's roll in here. And we'll get over here. I'm going to pull over here on the side in the shade. Okay, let's put it in park, take a look. 184 miles. Oh, lowering ride height, which is nice. So it's adjusting that. Anyway, 184 miles, 575 watt-hours per mile, 2 hours and 39 minutes. Let me get plugged in and I'll be right back with you here. Okay, I've got it plugged in with my A to Z CCS adapter. You'll see this has a longer connector right here, so it can fit in this Cybertruck door area. Why they made this like this and it doesn't work the Tesla CCS adapter out, I won't know. But there's a look inside the Cybertruck. Looks great. And it is now up to 3 of 3 matching voltage. Now it's going to ramp up. It is very cold out, but already up over 100 kilowatts. There we go. 203, 234, 263, 291, 327, 348. Fastest charging I've ever seen on a Tesla, and in any EV, 346 kilowatt, 347. Absolutely incredible. I made a good move coming here to this Pilot Flying J. It's got a canopy. It's absolutely fantastic. And of course this is under construction, which is totally fine. But wow, what a fantastic charging session. 346 kilowatts. I'm getting in. It is cold here. Let's get in and close the door. Look at that, folks. 344 kilowatts. It says CCS button not intended to stop charging. Use touchscreen or mobile app to disconnect. I had accidentally pressed the button. First time I plugged it in, when I was plugging in, I pushed the button and stopped the charging before it even got started. So I had to you know, I had to restart it. Anyway, look at this. Charging rate limited by charging station. So it could do more, but it's doing 344 kilowatts. It could do more. I'm already up to 17%. Just that quick, 7 kilowatt hours. This is smokingly fast, unbelievable. Let's go ahead and take a look and see. We're gonna cancel this trip. We're gonna create a new trip. We're gonna go to the Hampton Inn in Tulsa, and it's gonna want a charging stop. So it wants me to go there for 24 minutes. We're gonna remove charging stops. And wow, look at that, already up to 19%. It is ripping, still at 300 plus kilowatts at 20%. Charging needed to reach destination. This is remarkably good. So I'm at 313 kilowatts, 310, and right at 20% still holding. Looks like somebody wants to talk to me about the Cybertruck, so I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I've been here about 20 minutes. I just finished handling the things I needed to handle. I ate something quick. I handled some phone business, some emails, some text, etc. Getting ready to take off, and I took a look. I'm already up to 72%. Arrived at 11%, so put on about 60% in roughly 20 minutes. It's still pulling 91 kilowatts, which I don't think's bad. I'm going to take off. I'm headed here to the Hampton Inn in Tulsa, Tulsa. It shows I'll arrive with 21%. There's a Tesla supercharger next door. It's a V2, but that's fine. And yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and unplug and take off here. Let's take a look at the charging stats. Oh, you know what? I do have a bag of garbage I want to throw away. Let me do that. And I'll be right back with you. Okay, and here's some quick stats. So actually, I've been here almost 30 minutes. It's still pulling 90 kilowatts. It's put in 78 kilowatt hours of energy. If I was on a normal road trip, I'd probably unplug at 50% and ride on. That was super quick. It was like 10 minutes up to 50%. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hit stop charge. End session. And let's go ahead and get this unplugged, and I will be right back with you here in a minute. So that was my first real DC fast charging trip, and I got to be honest, I'm super happy with it. I have no doubt that on a road trip, I can absolutely rip this thing, and definitely 10-minute charging sessions, as long as I can hit a 350 plus kilowatt charger, maybe 15 minutes, and then ride on another couple hours. This thing is outrageously good charging. I've heard people say that it charges terribly. I'm happy with it. Now granted, it's a big battery, so if I plug into a V2, it could take a while, and it could do a little better with efficiency. But look, I'm gonna arrive. You know, I sat there and charged almost 30 minutes, but that's how long it took me to do the things I needed to do. The car was ready in about 10 minutes to take off and keep going, 15 tops. I sat there another 15 because I had to get something to eat and I had to do some work, which is just part of when you road trip. So no big deal. I'm still going to arrive at my destination here at 1:18 p.m., which is ahead of schedule for me. And, you know, it looks like I'm going to arrive with around 23% on the battery, which is fantastic. So super happy I've got that CCS adapter. Super happy I got to see 350 kilowatts. That's exciting. And loving the Cybertruck. First time I've ever driven 2.5 hours without intervention on FSD. First time I've ever charged a vehicle at 350 kilowatts. So today was a adventure for sure, and all thanks to the Tesla Cybertruck. Anyway, I'm jumping out here on Interstate 44, and just waiting to merge with traffic. I'll probably kick on FSD here in a minute. I'm on the Oklahoma Turnpike. So I'll probably kick on FSD here in a minute and ride along. Got about 105 miles left, and I will be at the hotel. No big deal. Easy day, beautiful day, good weather. Tons of wind, as you can see by the vehicles. If you notice stuff blowing around up here, it's really, really crazy wind today, which is killing efficiency, but I've got plenty. I overjuiced for sure. Should have left about 10 minutes sooner if I'd have been ready. Anyway, thank you all for following along. This adventure continues. So here I am riding along, full self-driving's turned on, riding through a construction area. Got cars passing me left and right, but this thing is awesome. So 22 miles into the trip, 19 minutes, 531 watt hours per mile. You can see that's improving. Total 535 miles on this tank, 459 watt hours per mile total. And I'm at estimated 24% remaining. Wow. That was wild. I should have shown you that. This thing's navigating through construction right now incredibly. That was a super sharp turn. Here's another one. Let's see how it does. Wow. Made me nervous, but the car did that all by itself. I'm going to slow down a little bit. And I know I've got cars behind me, but they can get in the left lane and pass. It's actually doing a great job through the construction zone. Anyway, 536 total miles on the car, 246 kilowatt hours of energy used, 458 watt hours per mile. Not terrible. I had a Model X Plaid and Model X, and they both ran around 400 watt hours per mile based on highway driving and the areas I drive. But you can see efficiency is improving steadily as the speeds are slower. And we're at 519 watt hours per mile now. Now we're coming out of construction zone, speeds are picking back up. So the vehicle will adjust. But here's the good news. I'm only a little over an hour out. An hour and 13 minutes, 82 miles, and we are just riding along, enjoying the Cybertruck. Couple of firsts today, as I mentioned, 2.5 hours, no interventions on FSD, and 350 kilowatt charging. It's been a great day. This thing is a road tripping machine. Absolutely loving it. Thank you, Tesla, for building such an incredible product. Massive windshield. Massive tray out here, really far out front end, but yeah, really an incredible machine. And of course, my first real DC fast charging stop, had a Kenyan come up and talk about the truck for 10 minutes, nearly 10 minutes, walked around it, looked at it, had me take a bunch of pictures with his phone, was super emotional and really enjoying it. So that's kind of neat. Probably a lot more of that stuff coming. And all in all, loving the Cybertruck. I'll give you another update here for sure, very shortly. So as my efficiencies continue to improve, it's showing I'm going to get there with 26%. I'm running at highway speeds, riding with traffic, going across 44 in Oklahoma. 31 miles in 26 minutes, 527 watt hours per mile. And I'm going to get there with 26%. So I do not need to go to the supercharger first. I'm going to go directly to the hotel, get checked in, do some work. And then the supercharger's maybe a half mile, if not, maybe a quarter of a mile. It's in the parking lot of the casino, which I'm going to head over there and meet some people and grab a late lunch. And I said I ate lunch earlier. That was actually kind of like a late breakfast or whatever. Anyway, I'll eat a late lunch, early dinner, whatever, here this afternoon. And I will take the truck over and plug it in at that time. So, yeah, now I'm only an hour away from the hotel, 74 miles. And this has been an incredible road trip. 216 total miles, 568 watt hours per mile overall. So, loving the Cybertruck. I'm getting some random wipes with the big windshield wiper occasionally. I don't know what's causing that, but that happens. I may just shut that off and only turn it on as needed if it continues to do that. I think that's the third or fourth time this trip it's done that. So, we'll kind of see what happens. Anyway, ride along with me here. I'll try to give you another update and then be to the hotel here very shortly. Okay, time for another trip update. As you saw, I left at 8:30 this morning. It's right around 12:30, so approximately 4 hours. I am half an hour out. So, it's 4.5 or so hours from the Dallas-Fort Worth area to Tulsa. Not too bad. Pretty smooth trip. And thanks to the range, and not great efficiency, but thanks to the range of the Cybertruck and the fact that it did charge at 350 kilowatts, I was able to juice up very quickly, make one stop during this whole 300-mile trip, which I needed to stop, do email, make phone calls, grab a quick late breakfast, whatever. I did all that and got back on the road. And now, here I am riding along and going to hit the hotel about 1:15 p.m. It shows 1:13 right now, with 27% left in the battery. I'm only 31 minutes out, 33 miles. So I've driven 256 miles today, 144 kilowatt hours of energy used, 565 watt hours per mile. Now this last leg, 72 miles, 539 watt hours per mile, and you'll see a total on the car of 585 miles. So it's been good. It's 50 degrees out. I am riding along and just enjoying this drive. Again, still running on FSD. Amazing job, Tesla. Thank you. Anyway, continue to have a great day, everyone, and I hope you're enjoying this video. I will be back with you here before we arrive to the hotel. Well, so here we go. Only a few minutes out now, 11 minutes, 9.4 miles. We're counting down the decimal point in the miles now, 9.3, whatever. And yeah, so it's 49 degrees, it's 1:01 p.m. Looks like we're going to arrive around 1:12. Sitting at 30% on the battery right now. And you'll see 96 miles on the current drive, 527 watt hours per mile. Now keep in mind, we're running at highway speeds, so it has gotten more efficient. I think the tires have broken in some. Still a lot of wind, but the roads seem a little smoother. I think efficiency will only improve now on this machine. 467 watt hours per mile overall, 610 miles on the car. And there you'll see, going to arrive with 27% in 8.4 miles. So making great progress. I'll try to give you a final recap here as I'm pulling into the hotel. I'm getting off of exit 240 in 7.2 miles. So yeah, it's pretty cloudy here. As I mentioned, it's cold, but I am officially passing through Tulsa, Oklahoma. So really easy to road trip in an EV nowadays, especially in a Tesla. Even through Oklahoma, not a problem. And I didn't even use a Tesla supercharger, as you noticed. I used EVgo. So thank you, Pilot J and EVgo, GM Energy, for setting those up. They're absolutely great stations. I use them a ton. I really like the access. I like the charging speeds. And frankly, there's a lot of availability on them. Easy to plug in with the Rivian, with the Cadillac, with the Cybertruck. I like the pull-through stalls. I think they've done a wonderful job with the GM Energy sites and EVgo and Pilot Flying J. I hope they do more of those. I'm looking forward to seeing the Iona sites. Supposedly those can do 400 kilowatts, 200 kilowatts split. I'm anxious to get the Cybertruck to a low state of charge and plug into one of those here in the coming months. So that may be coming up here in the next couple of months, because I'd love to do some testing there. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with the Cybertruck. No major issues to speak of, and it's been a smooth trip so far. Zero complaints. Okay, and here we are off the exit. There is the Hard Rock Casino, Hotel, etc. And up here on the right is my hotel. It's a Hampton Inn. It's right over there. I can kind of see it from where I'm at. I am just going to navigate to the hotel. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of hiccups. Anyway, I'm just going to navigate to the hotel right now. And let's give you some ending trip stats. 0.3 miles to the hotel, so that's the end of the trip. 289 miles, 160 kilowatt hours of energy used, 553 watt hours per mile. Overall, 515 watt-hours per mile over the last 105 miles, an hour and 25 minutes. Sorry about the hiccups. 618 total miles on the vehicle, 465 watt-hours per mile. I'm arriving at 1:11 p.m., and it's been a safe, successful trip. Thank you for following along, and I look forward to the next one.